550 KTRS. We are waiting to check in with Seth Lemon from Fox 2 News, who has been covering this police shooting all morning long. He is standing outside in the Central West End, so we'll go to him here in mere moments. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll certainly try and take a couple of phone calls and sort of discuss and sort of get more information on this police shooting. But it goes to a larger issue, and that is the fact that it looks like we dodged a bullet, no pun intended, this morning with a ambush of a police officer. The police officer looks like he's going to be he's in stable condition. And it looks like, from all accounts, he might be released later today. So, in a sense, we dodged a bullet, or the community would be burying a police officer here in the next couple of days. Regardless if you like the police officers or not, or you think they're doing a good job, or you don't think they're doing a good job, if we continue on this pace and this path, we're not going to have police officers, because they're going to be retiring in droves. And there's going to be no one who actually signs up to become a police officer. So there's no liberal, conservative, left, right, city, county divide anymore. This is straight up that if we do not address the conversation, we are going to be in a situation where we're not going to have police officers to actually call if, God forbid, something happens to us. You have to seriously ask yourself the question: if your husband were a police officer, would you allow him to be a police officer? If your son or daughter said, "Hey, I'd like to be a police officer, I'm going to go to the academy," you have to think twice. We're now hearing stories where police officers have called up the show and have said, "Look, we think twice before we put our lives on the line, because if we go looking for trouble, trouble's going to find us, whether it's through injury or through media attention or media scrutiny of how we do our job. Is it worth it?" We're hearing anecdotally that police officers in the county and the city are retiring at record numbers. We're hearing police officers, they're having a hard time trying to find new ones to replace them. So in 2015, for all the problems we have, and I'll grant you all of those problems, and everyone's got a point, and everyone has a point of view, and everyone's got a point. But if we have police officers who are now being targeted in their cars, this wasn't a robbery gone bad. This wasn't a police officer that got into a scuffle with somebody and things escalated. This is, from all accounts, since everybody wanted the information sooner rather than later, from all accounts, it looks like this police officer was doing his job, and these four people at that moment decided, let's kill a police officer. There's no other way to look at it than that, because from accounts, again, we all want to make snap judgments. We all want the information as soon as it happens. So because we have this information, we know that the four suspects were walking by, came back in a car. One got out and started firing at the police officer's car. So this is premeditated. This isn't I'm robbing a bank and oh my goodness, I'm surprised to see a police officer there. This is, let's go back and shoot that police officer dead.
We have Seth Lemon.
Seth Lemon has with Fox 2 News and has been following this all morning long. Seth, good morning. Are the streets still closed in the Central West End?
Good morning. Yes, they are. This heart of the Central West End, right at Euclid and Maryland, it's still all shut down. In fact, I'm watching cars right now. I have to find a different route to get through.
I can only imagine that outside of the blocked areas, it's quite a number of people, either onlookers and or people trying to get to work.
Yeah, there are people who are just passing by, joggers in the morning, people who would normally stop at the coffee cartel to grab their morning Joe, who are stopping to ask questions and figure out. We've even seen one or two protesters out here as well.
And what are the protesters protesting?
Yes, the protester, his sign reads on the backside that he's holding up now for people to see, "How does it feel?" And talking with him, him implying almost that there's some questioning as to how it feels for black people in the country who are shot and killed by police officers, how it feels for their families, and now on the other end to witness something like this with the police officer shot.
Seth Lemon with us from Fox 2 News in the Central West End, been covering this police officer shooting all morning long. It's been reported that the 4 suspects are African American. Do we know the color of the police officer?
We do not know the color of the police officer yet. They have not confirmed that for us. We just know his age and his tenure with the department.
He's 39 years old and 16 years onto the force. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Now, as for the 4 suspects, 3 got away on car, 1 got away on foot. Do we know anything else?
You know, I haven't heard that specifically. I know that there was a getaway car involved in listening to the press conference that Chief Dotson gave. It sounds like they're only identifying really the one individual who they believe fired that shot, saying he's an 18 to 22-year-old black male with facial hair, 5'7". That's who they're putting the lookout for right now, and they're even trying to get surveillance video from a number of the cameras here to see if they can try to identify him.
Yeah, was that one suspect who got out of the car who did the shooting, do we know if he was injured in the altercation?
They believe that someone may have been shot, but police have not confirmed if it was that suspect who was injured or someone else. So they're not even sure, or they're not confirming, rather, that suspect was shot because they're still on the lookout for him. I'm sure, you know, someone who's been shot, they're going to need treatment soon, so eventually they're going to be able to find the guy.
Seth, they're now from the monitors, from the Fox 2 monitors here in the studio. They have a tow truck that is going to pick up that police officer's car, the unmarked police officer's car. Can you describe, for those who haven't been able to see it, what that car looks like this morning?
I mean, at first sight, you can instantly tell that it was, as Chief Dotson described, an ambush. It's a gray, unmarked car, a Chevy Malibu, but it's got more than a dozen bullet holes right through the windshield of the car. So the suspect clearly fired directly at the officer inside his car, and that officer was shot, but luckily wasn't too badly injured and was able to return fire, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Shocking that we only know that one bullet hit the officer. Is that correct?
That's the only thing that police have said. They said that he was shot in the torso. They didn't specify how many shots, but it's safe to assume that it was that one shot in particular that the vest blocked from hitting him on his person.
Seth Lemon from Fox 2 News, live in the Central West End. Seth, thanks for checking in on a busy morning.
No problem. Thank you.
7:58, Tim Weiland, St. Louis Closet Company.